Hi all, I wanted to make a quick video in my 2 indicator series. Before I begin, I would like to mention that this is an educational channel. All content over here is for the sake of education. Kindly read the disclaimer you see on the screen and in the description below. With that said, let's proceed. So we are again going to be working on the 5-minute time frame, and this is going to be very similar to what we see when we use CME EMA trend bars. However, we are going to use a little bit of a different indicator. So let's take it from the start. We are on the 5 minutes time frame. Let's use Nifty. We are not using any indicator on the screen currently. Only sessions break is on, which is separating one day from another. All right. So the first indicator we will use is Gdax. It is Gdax EMA. It's basically two EMA lines. It's by Stefano 89, and it works basically on two EMAs, which is 12 and 26, and it's a predefined indicator, so there's not much you can do with it, and that's the good and the bad part about it. All right, so when you go to this, it looks like this by default. Now I like this setting because there's a similar setting. It's close to something like a CME EMA trend bars, which works at 34. Then there's a speed trend analyzer by Zimmerman, which exactly works on 26. So this is closer to those kind of indicators. There are some changes I would like to make over here. First of all, I would want to make this blue color green. For me, I would prefer a green color where the market is bullish, so I'll make this fluorescent green, and this red can be red. I'll make it a bright red. That will do. I'll make this lines a little more visible, so that's the 12 EMA, and then this is the 26 EMA. I'll make this also more visible. It's showing me a dot wherever the intersection is happening. I can make this dot probably a yellow color or maybe some other color so that it's a lot more visible. Let's make it purple. All right, let's make it purple so that it pops out. I hope you can see this. Let's make it brighter. All right, and we'll get rid of these two at the bottom, and most likely we will save this as default because this seems to be working for us. So that's it. Now if you look at it, it's basically showing you two EMAs. The gray line is 26, and sorry, the gray line is 12, and the yellowish line is 26. And there's not much in terms of input section. There's no input in over here. There's just a style, and you can't do pretty much anything with it. One setting that you can probably do, and I think I like doing it at times, is this dot. Instead of the dot, if you just like make this area with breaks, then it just gives you one big line wherever there's an intersection happening. It happens with that, and yeah, that is the one where it happens in. So this, if you use this area with breaks or columns, it'll just show you one big line, because sometimes it's a little difficult to spot that dot. So if you just use this area with breaks, it'll just show you where that intersection is happening with a big line, so you know that a crisscross is happening between the two EMAs. But for now, for the sake of this example, I'll just return it back to circles or maybe a cross. I'll just leave it at circles and let that be that. Yeah, it's already at 4. I can't further increase the size of it, so let that be the way it is. All right. Now apart from this, what I would use is something like Camarilla pivots by Chipmunk. I'll leave the name of the indicator and the author in the comment section and pin it so that you have no difficulty finding it. But I would use this Camarilla pivots by Chipmunk. What is this? Okay, and this is my settings for it. I think I'm pretty much using the default settings. I don't know how it comes by default. What I'm pretty sure is I have not changed the input section. I may have changed some things in the style section. So let me just reset and see. Yeah, I've just changed the colors in the of the line. So basically what I've done is H3, H4 in Camarilla pivots. This H3, H4 counts, H5, H6 on top, and this is saying L3, L4, L5, and L6 for bottom. So these are my supports, and these are my resistance. I have marked the resistance in red and the supports in green. Some Camarilla will call this, instead of L, they will call it S, and instead of high, some Camarilla pivots will call this R. So just keep that in mind. All right. This one, however, is calling it L and H, and it's also showing you the pivot line over here, which is by a P. So this gives me some kind of a reference in terms of where the highs and lows are happening within the context of the page. Also, in all my videos, just make sure this scale to price chart is always ticked, because if you don't tick this, then it will look like this. It's difficult to trade with that. When you click this, you get that nice spread. All right. So the main indicator is Gdax. Camarilla pivots is an option. If you don't want to use Camarilla pivots, then what you can do is use MACD. MACD profit candles by profit program, this one, and this will show you things like this. As you can see, it corresponds with what's happening on top. All right, what you can do is in this if you don't want this candle coloring to happen, just untick this and the candle coloring will stop. I think that's a good thing to do. So we will not be using the candle coloring, we'll only be using the moving averages. All right, and there you see over here this MACD and this candles are merging very properly. Over here you see it's going up, it's above the 2 moving averages. Here there's some kind of a shorting opportunity. Then over here as well, you're getting a shorting opportunity. So great. Depends on how you want to use it. Basically, the core of this is we are using two EMAs, 12 and 26, which are actually quite, well used within the EMA structure of things. 12 is a known thing to be used. 26 is a known things to be used. 34 is a known one. 55 is a known one, 89 is a known one. These are all EMA points which are quite famous. All right, and this one is using two of them, which is EMA 12 and 26. What you can also do is you can further simplify it. Say you don't want to use 12, then don't use 12, just use 26 and carry on. That's another way to look at things. That will make things even simpler, right? So we are just using two indicators over here, Gdax and MACD. In fact, if you use something like a CMEMA trend bars, and I'll hide the Gdax, and if you make this 26, then it will exactly show you what the Gdax is showing. You see the Gdax, when I take out this setting, it's just overlapping on the CMEMA trend bars, because I've changed the CMEMA trend bars to 26. If I let the CMEMA trend bars be on the default 34, it'll show like this. CMEMA trend bars, my default is set to 34. So you can see how close the 34 is to 26. They are pretty close together. I like using 34 because I think 34 catches the trend a little late, but it's a more definite catch, whereas 26 is sometimes it's an early catch. So in some ways it's good, it catches the trend before the 34, but sometimes, rarely, it can give false signals. So there's always a trade-off that you need to do between indicators and settings. So I would suggest that you use Gdax, and I would suggest you use it with this 12 as well, because the 12 will give you an early indication of when the trend is changing, and then you can wait for a reconfirmation at 26. So I would be using, if I had to use Gdax, I would use it like this. This color, I generally have stopped using it. Now and then I click on it and just see what the indicator is trying to tell me. So, but I would not want to use it unless you want to use it. It's actually good in a way, but let's not use it for the sake of this example. So you can either use this with MACD profit candles at the bottom, or if you're on the paid version, you can use all three of them with Camarilla pivots also, and it'll look something like this. If you don't want to use Camarilla pivots, you can use Fibonacci pivots. My pivot point standard is set to Fibonacci, and Fibonacci will look something like this. So today, if you see Nifty, it's exactly gone and taken support from S1 and then gone up to R2. Fibonacci pivots really works for me, and I've said this multiple times. Once the indicators go above R3, they generally don't come back into the range again about 70-75% of the time that happens, and once it breaks S3 as the bottom, it does not come back into the range. That happens about 70-75% of the time. You can add this to Bank Nifty also. You can see over here it did not cross R3, because once it would have crossed R3, then this would have taken, then Bank Nifty would have gone another 100-200 points easily, because once R3 breaks, then generally it does not come back into the range. But you can see how strong the R3 resistance was today. When it came to Bank Nifty, it gave an attempt here, 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 but whole throughout the day it could not cross that what should I say, the R3 Fibonacci pivot. All right, so let's leave this with R3 Fibonacci pivots. What I'll do is I'll give two indicators as main indicators. In this case, it will be Gdax and profit candles MACD. I will call them the main indicators, and pivot point standard and Camarilla pivots I will mention as optional. Try and see how the indicator works for you. All right, and I'm pretty sure that if you put some time into this, it can really work. See, no indicator can work for you in a sideways market. All right, sideways market, everybody will lose money. Some will lose less, some will lose more. The best thing to do in a sideways market is stay out. Like for today, the best trade was this up move. After that, it was pretty much, petty change later on. But on a good trending day, and indicators can be your friend, you will find that on a good up move kind of a day, it will cross R1, cross R2, and then cross R3 and keep going up. So we need days like that, and every now and then we kind of get days like that. And otherwise, on the way down, it will cross S1, S2, S3, and it will keep going down. So on days like that, you can really make a lot of money, and this indicators will show you those kind of days if and when they happen. All right, so Fibonacci pivots, my settings are this: Fibonacci auto 1. These are the colors I use. S3 and R3 are the last. It will not show you S4 and R4 and S5 and R5 in Fibonacci. Fibonacci only shows S3 and R3, and S3 and R3 have made white. 2 is in blue, 1 is yellow, and the pivot in the center is red. These are my settings for Fibonacci pivots on TradingView. All right, and I've saved this as my default, because if at all I'm using pivot point standard, then I'm always using it with Fibonacci. All right, guys, so I hope this video was helpful to you. Try and use the Gdax if the EMA 12 and 26 is to your liking, and try and club it with the MACD profit candles. You'll see them dancing together. They most of the time will travel together. As you can see over here, candles are turning red. It's coming down and breaking the moving averages, and over here MACD profit candle also is going red. It again becomes green. Again the fall comes. So you'll pretty much see this EMAs going in line and cutting across with the MACD at the bottom. All right, guys, I hope this video is of some use to you. And the important part is there are so many videos I make on this 2 indicator setup. If you notice, they are all heading in the same direction. It's just because I'm making a video today does not make my old videos irrelevant. I was confident about them as much as I'm confident about this. My videos generally work on the 5-minute logic. I'm generally on a 5-minute logic, and they are all heading basically in the same direction. If you notice, we are just finding different ways to use it. Finding indicators is my hobby. Some people like cooking, some people like playing a musical instrument. I like researching indicators and seeing how they work. So, and I keep trying to show whatever I've learned to my audience. So if something is really working for you, you don't have to necessarily switch to this or any other video of mine. But any video of mine, if it helps you, then stick to that, and don't deviate too much. All my videos generally head in the same direction. All right, on that positive note, I would want to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful to you in some form or the other, then please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your family and friends. When you like and give a video thumbs up, it motivates us to make more videos for you. If you're already a subscriber, consider becoming a member of the channel by clicking on the join button. That way you can really help the channel grow. It's only 89 rupees a month. And if you're an international viewer, it's close to $1. Also subscribe to our free Telegram channel. The link is given in the description in all our videos. Members can also subscribe to our Telegram channel. The link is given in the membership section. There's a video on that. And buy your Amazon products from our Amazon affiliate link in the description. Once you click on that, it'll take you to Amazon. Buy whatever you want. You are not charged extra. We receive a small commission every time you make a purchase through our affiliate link. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.